I'm so glad that you're here today. You know, I have always kind of thought of myself as like a indoor closet kind of chef. I go home and I make all these wonderful dishes just so I can eat by myself. When I was growing up, I had to make food for a whole entire family, 5 kids, 2 adults, and it was almost like it was my chore, my responsibility. So I grew up eating, but I grew up eating things like, you know, we had to have a meat, a vegetable, a starch, and always cornbread. So now that I'm grown, I'm an adult, I like to watch these cooking shows and see what's going on the cooking show. So when I met a personal chef Eric Wells, I was so excited about having him come in because I wanted to hear all the backdoor secrets about cooking and all those things. So you guys today, as you're here with me watching Thrive, you get to meet Eric Wells. He's a personal chef right here in Cleveland, Ohio, and hopefully he can do something to inspire you to make wonderful meals at home. So stay tuned to this edition of Thrive. I'm Sandra Bishop. This is Thrive. I want you to stay right there. And I'm so glad you stay with me. I'm here with Chef Eric Wells, and we came here today to talk a little bit about this idea of having your own personal chef. Hey, Eric Wells.
Hey, Sandra, how you doing today?
I'm fabulous, thank you.
Good.
Now tell me how you got to be a personal chef.
Well, I went to culinary school. I graduated from the International Culinary Arts and Sciences Institute, which is in Chesterland, Ohio. I graduated in 2004. And when I graduated, I didn't want to do the restaurant thing yet. So I honestly, I prayed on it, and the Lord gave me this great vision as far as being a personal chef. So that's how I kind of took the initiative and started doing it that way, and just kind of built the business from there.
Right. So now tell me, what inspired you to do this? Were you like a cook all along, or what inspired you to go to culinary school?
I always had a passion for the culinary arts. I've been cooking my entire life. And I used to help my mom out a lot when she was cooking. And my mom passed away in 2003. And when she passed away, I said, you know what, I'm going to take this entire career to the next level and make it my career of choice. So.
Now, you know, this is amazing because I have always fancied myself to be somewhat of a little cook, but I have never gone to culinary school. What was that like? How long does it take? What was it like? I mean, and yeah, tell me that part first.
Well, my the program I created, and the program that I finished was a 2-year program. I worked during the day and went in the evening, so it was kind of trying, kind of testing. It was about 8 hours a week that I had to go to school, so it was trying, but it's really, really good. I got a lot of experience, learned a lot about, you know, making sauces and using different herbs and different things like that. So I think it was really, really a great decision to go to culinary school.
So now, did you have to have a wonderful palate or something to take this on? I mean, what?
You know what? Ironically enough, you don't. I mean, when I was in culinary school, there was myself and 5 others.
Okay.
And 4 of the 5 others were just housewives that just wanted to learn how to cook better.
Did you hear how he said that? He said just housewives.
Not
what
just
is that?
housewives, but, you know, I mean, they weren't inspiring to be, you know, chefs or anything. They just wanted to learn how to cook better for their families. So, you know, again, those 4 women, they went off and, you know, just learned more skills. But, you know, again, my passion was to take it to the next level and become a real chef. A real chef.
A real chef. Now, what makes you a real chef? I mean, when you say real chef, is that just because you got your degree from the culinary school, or is it like you have to pass state boards, or what?
No, I mean, you know, it's no really like a lawyer. You know, you don't have to, you know, pass the bar to become a chef or anything, but it's more of a generic term, chef. You know, someone that cooked in the kitchen their whole entire life, cooked in a professional kitchen their entire life, but never went to culinary school can be considered a chef. So, you know, it's a generic term, but again, there's no specific, you know, way that you become a chef, you know.
Okay. You know, because I've always been a little curious about this whole idea, and it seems as though nowadays we are totally obsessed with watching the cooking shows and all of a sudden, you know, now we're like making our own stuff. So it's kind of like a fashionable thing nowadays.
It is, you know, and the sad thing about it is it actually takes away from the real, the real passion as far as being a chef. I think anyone that kind of watch these cooking shows think like, oh, I can get in front of a TV and do that. And it takes a lot of hard work. It is very, very difficult to kind of do that. I mean, I've done demos, I've done cooking demonstrations in front of 200, 300, 400 people, and just to do that alone is a lot of hard work, to kind of concentrate.
I'm sure that there's a lot of preparation that goes behind it.
It is, and I usually work with a wonderful staff, when I'm doing that, so they get a lot of credit also. But again, it's not as easy as it seems when you're watching it on TV or if you're seeing a chef doing a demonstration. Right.
See, because as I'm looking at it on television, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it not for the purpose of becoming some kind of professional chef or something,
correct,
but rather to figure out some of the techniques behind what we see on television. Like, why do we put salt in something at a certain time? Or what does salt do? Does it draw out the moisture? Does it add something in? All of those types of things. It's always fascinating to me to see those.
It is. And I love what Food Network and other, television shows have done for the culinary industry. I mean, I think it's brought people closer to, what really happens in the kitchen. I still think there's a bridge there that people need to understand that, working in a professional kitchen, it's grimy. It's kind of difficult. I mean, you work long hours and you do a lot of work. It's not as glitzy as it looks on television, but I love what Food Network has done.
But I mean, some of us have to. I mean, when I was growing up, you guys, I had to have dinner on the stove and cooking by the time my mother got in from work.
Yes.
So it was like my chore to do. So if I didn't have dinner almost done, then I was in trouble. So it was like a thing where for a lot of people, it's not just a luxury thing or something that you do because, I'm this or I'm that. It's a necessity that we all eat.
Exactly.
And it's wonderful when it tastes good, too.
Exactly. I mean, and again, I think, the television shows, they've brought and again, I don't mean this as a disparaging term, but the housewives, the regular, 9-to-5 mothers and fathers that, work and have to come home and cook. It's kind of brought them closer to, just instead of, getting takeout pizza or, something at, a fast food restaurant, it's actually brought them closer, and, to what actually happens in the kitchen and just cooking, eat healthier for their families.
And it's an art form. I mean,
yes.
I'm amazed when that one woman, LaRae, came out with that 30-minute meal.
Yes.
It was as though all of a sudden everybody thought, wow, we can make a real meal, tasty meal in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah.
But of course her stuff, you're going through and you're looking at it and it's like, wow, no way she did that in 30 minutes.
Correct.
But that was the whole idea behind it. Like, you don't have to stop and get McDonald's on the way home.
Exactly. I mean, it's very important for people to understand that with proper preparation, with buying proper ingredients and shopping correctly, you can make a meal for your family, a healthy, sensible meal for your family, I don't know about in 30 minutes, but, in a nice amount of time where you can sit down as a family, enjoy the meal in the evening after homework is done and different things are taken care of. So, I give much props to, Rachel Ray and other Food Network stars for doing what they have done for the food industry. I'm
so glad that you're on here and you're talking about this whole idea, because to me, I don't know if you can tell, but I love to eat. I love to eat. Now, unfortunately, we were not able to have a cooking demonstration here, but we do have a personal chef here, and he can talk a little bit more about some of the things that we can do in our kitchens or in our homes so that you can make this a wonderful experience for you. So I don't want you to go anyplace. I'll be right back with Eric Wells, the personal chef. To be a guest on Thrive with me, Sandra Bishop, just simply contact me at Sandra@sandrasaidit.com.